So it is currently, I don't got my other phone, but I believe it's about like 8:10 right now. You know, and I kind of want to go over getting distracted and how to avoid distractions, like, because lately I've been getting distracted. Like, I can get distracted really easily. Like, especially in today's era, like, you can get distracted just fucking scrolling every 48 seconds, Instagram, TikTok, fucking Twitter, Netflix, sports. There's so much shit you can get distracted by these days. Like, it's kind of ridiculous at this point. Like the average nigga every single day is just literally distracted by every single thing that there is to be distracted by. Like, he's not even paying attention to anything going on in his life, and he wonders why he's not where he wants to be, because he's just so distracted every day with everything. And I see people on a daily basis. Like, right now, I'm such in a mode where I'm so locked in, where it's just like, there's nothing really in my way that can distract me from where I want to go. You know, I'm so focused on, I have to get here. Do I get caught up scrolling? But very rarely do I get caught up scrolling, or do I get caught up just fucking watching some TV. Very rarely do those things really happen to me, because I'm so focused on where I have to go and where I need to be. And when you're so in that mode, you start paying attention to other people around you a little bit more. And you see all these people that tell you, oh, I tried this, and that try to tell you why you shouldn't be on the path that you're on. And because they didn't make it, they say all the negative things that occurred as to why they weren't on that path. You start to realize that all these people that say negative things, you can clearly tell why they didn't make it. I've never seen anybody who put everything they had into something, or wasn't distracted, was focusing on it, was paying attention to it, never quit, and did not get the result that they were looking for. And if you're on that path and you haven't seen the result, it's just a matter of time. But I see some of these dudes, man, they're just so fucking distracted. Like, I literally know people who will watch a fucking sports team and know every single stat on the sports team, watch every single fucking analyst, watch every single show, but won't put any single work, anything at all into themselves. At all. And I'll just be sitting there like, what, yo, bro, what is going on? Why don't you pay attention to anything that has to go on with you? Like, you're just so distracted every single day. That shit makes no sense to me at all. And I just be sitting there just so confused at niggas. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and it's always just the same dude over and over again. And then people wonder why they don't hit their goals. They wonder why they don't make it anymore. And I'm saying this as a dude who used to be there, bro. I was a dude who every single part of, I was one of the worst kind of nigga you can be. I was a lazy, ambitious person. Being lazy and ambitious is the worst type of motherfucker you can be, bro. When you lazy and ambitious, bro, you have all these big goals, but your actions are not conducive to the goals at all. Because when you're lazy and ambitious, bro, you start to be very insecure and be about who you are, because you're not putting in the work to actually get there. You're not actually doing the hard things to actually get to the goal. You just say you want to do these things, and you may watch a whole bunch of motivational fucking videos all the time, but you're not putting in the action that you need to actually get to that point that you need to get. And a lot of people actually have this problem, you know what I'm saying? They just sit there and pretend like, oh, everything it's gonna just happen for me, or it's just gonna happen for me one day, and they haven't done anything at all to get there. Now, I know people say, oh, I'm gonna get rich one day. I'm like, how? When they don't even have a clear direction or plan of how to get there. Or I'm gonna be strong one day, or I'm gonna get ripped eventually, or I'm gonna start going to the gym eventually, and they don't have a workout plan. They always ask me, hey, Jonathan, how'd you get your physique? And I give them my workout plan, and they say, oh, this is difficult. Well, what the fuck? You thought it was gonna be fucking easy. I have people who will call me and sit here and say, hey, Jonathan, what do I need to eat to actually lose weight? Or what do I need to eat to get abs or something like that? And I say, bro, you need to cut out carbs and this, that, there. You need to cut out all this shit, stay with protein. And they'll say, oh, that's really difficult for me. Nigga, of course it's fucking difficult. That's why everybody doesn't have fucking abs. Because it's fucking difficult. You have to go into things knowing that the shit is going to be difficult, bro. And you have to retrain your brain. It gets easier Okay, so let me explain this. The work doesn't get easier, but your mind becomes stronger to attacking that work on a daily basis. So you have to truly, genuinely understand that. Like, you're not gonna get weaker. You're going to get stronger. And the work becomes easier. And you'll get dopamine from pushing yourself every day. You'll get dopamine from challenging yourself. You get dopamine out of doing the difficult thing and finishing that. So right now, going to the gym is difficult. But the reason it's difficult is because you're so used to getting your dopamine instantly, and this is where the distractions come into play. So if you smoke weed, you're not gonna go and actually, if you smoke weed, you're not gonna wanna go to the fucking gym because you're like, oh, instead of me getting the dopamine from the fucking gym, I can just get my dopamine real instantly from smoking a blunt or something like that. Same thing with alcohol. It's no point in me going to the gym and getting the dopamine release that I get from working hard and going through the pain, and then I get the dopamine release of knowing I finished, versus me just going to pick up a drink real quick and now I can get the dopamine instantly like that. And that's with anything. And it don't have to, it could be porn, it could be fucking watching TV, Netflix, video games, anything. Those are all instant dopamine relievers, bro. And the reason you have to get all of those things out the way, I'm not saying you have to get all of them out forever, but I'm saying for now you have to get them out because they're going to distract you from the pain, because going through the painful things, especially when you're in the midst of trying to change, is the most difficult shit in the world, bro. The most difficult shit in the world. When you're trying to change and it's hard to get up in the morning. It's difficult to go to the gym every day. It's difficult to sit down and actually do some work and sit there and write some shit and or fucking figure out a business to get you out your 9 to 5. It's difficult to be able to do these things on a daily basis. So you're not gonna want to fucking do them. But you have to re-trigger your brain to get the dopamine out of finishing it. Because you'll get dopamine out of finishing it. And the good thing about this type of dopamine is this dopamine you're not gonna regret. After you finish smoking a blunt, your dopamine levels are going to get the dopamine when you instantly get it. But once you finish, now you regret it, like, damn, I shouldn't have smoked that weed earlier. Once you drink, the next day, again, I tell people, when you drink, you don't just lose one day, you lose 2 days. Because the next day, you're regretting that you drank the day before. And I was one of these dudes. I used to drink every day. And I would be pissed that I drank the next day because now, the day before, now on that day, I'm regretting I drank. So you have to live your life knowing that you have to get your dopamine from these places, and you have to get rid of all of this other dopamine that you get instantly. You know? That's why you have to get rid of the distractions, bro. Anything that gives you any useless dopamine, you have to get that shit out of your life. The day you get useless dopamine out of your life is the day your whole life will change. The day you'll start to be on a path of actually making a change that's going to be conducive to the future that you want, bro. Because most niggas can't do that shit, bro. Most niggas can't get up in the morning and say at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the reason they can't get up is because they're like, why the fuck am I getting up at 4 in the morning when it's going to be difficult and it's going to take me a long time to actually get used to it, versus me just getting up at 8 and I'll smoke a blunt and I'll get my dopamine as soon as I get up at 8 and smoke a blunt, or 1 in the morning or something like that. What am I going to the gym to go before in the morning? It's just too much. I have to go through the pain. You have to re-trigger your brain, bro. This shit was all set up too. It was all set up for you to not go through pain, but go through the actual, but to get your dopamine instantly. It's the same reason most motherfuckers go to college. It's the same reason most motherfuckers go get a 9 to 5, because going through pain and getting the dopamine versus getting the dopamine instantaneously just from, and getting the dopamine instantly it's a hard thing to comprehend. And you have to understand that shit, bro. You know? Like, I'm telling you, distractions are gonna be like the worst thing you could do. It's so many fucking distractions. So many distractions, dog. Every day it's something else. Every day it's something else. Oh, I have this problem. I have this problem. I have this problem. I have this problem. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. It's like there's always another issue. And you have to understand that if you truly, genuinely want to make a change out of your life, you have to get rid of those things that are taking you out of that element to actually push yourself forward. Anything that holds you, like, most people don't need to add anything in their life to take a step forward. They need to get rid of shit. Sometimes it's some bitch you with every fucking day. Get rid of her. Sometimes it's weed. Get rid of that. It's porn. Get rid of that. Drinking. Get rid of that. All this shit you need to get rid of. TV, so like whatever the case may be, if that shit gives you any useless dopamine, you have to get rid of it immediately, because it's only going to take you away from the goal that is ahead. And from now on, I don't want you to think, oh, this path is going to be difficult. I want you to think about what you're going to think on your deathbed, and think of, because the only thing you're going to think about on your deathbed is the fact that you never went on the path in the first place. Stop thinking about how long it's going to take. Stop thinking about the destination. Just think about, what can I do today to actually make a better tomorrow? And that's the first thing you could do right now. Is, I'm not saying you got to go cold turkey on everything, even though I did that. So if you don't want to be a bitch and be like me, just get rid of all the shit at one time and go through the pain of it and go through the difficulty, because it'll make you a better man. But if you want to be slightly a bitch, which is totally fine, what you can do is just get rid of one thing, and then the next day get rid of another thing. But you want to speed up the process. You have to move with urgency. You have to move with speed. If you don't move with urgency and speed, the longer it is going to take to get to your goals, bro. I'm telling you, the more fast pace you are on, the more urgent you are to actually get to that point, the better off you'll be. The more you run towards the pain, I'm talking about sprint towards it, sprint towards the stress, sprint towards it, like literally you're hurting, your brain is hurting because you're trying to avoid getting distracted on a daily basis. Once you get to that point and you push yourself through that point, that is when you'll level up to the point that you need to be. You see what I'm saying? And most people don't even fucking realize that. They don't. So you have to push yourself to a certain point where you can, how do I explain this shit? Every day, you have to look at every day as, I will get my dopamine from the end. Because the reason most of you motherfuckers don't want to do it is because, oh man, this day's gonna suck. You're already telling yourself that the day is going to be difficult and today is going to be horrible. So your brain is going to be like, every single time you do something that's difficult during that day, your brain's going to like constantly push you away from it. And you have to get rid of that mentality. And you have to realize that once I get everything I'm supposed to do today done, the dopamine is going to come after. You have to learn to wait for your dopamine and push yourself through pain to get to your dopamine versus getting that shit instantly. Because if you are a constant, instant dopamine getter, bro, I'm trying to tell you that you will be miserable in life, my nigga. You will be fucking miserable in life. And you have to genuinely realize that, dog. So, yeah, get rid of all those distractions, dog. How long we been on here? About 13 minutes? Yeah. All right, so I got to get back to work. If you like my videos, thanks. Like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever the case may be. But yeah, get rid of those distractions, bro. You got to get rid of all that useless dopamine, and, DM me if you need some help. But yeah, appreciate everything. And let's attack this week, guys. Let's attack this week.